Hello and welcome to Lesson 7 of the Grade 5 online theory course. In this lesson we're going to learn about Italian words which are used for performance directions. We're going to learn about the trill, we're going to learn about the turn, we're going to learn about the Appoggiatura, and we're going to learn about composing for a vocal melody. So in previous grades you have learnt a lot of Italian terms. You will still need to revise and revisit all the words that you have looked at in previous grades, as they may well come up still in this exam paper. And then they've got a whole list of new words to add to the bank. And then you've got a little task here which asks you to identify some of those Italian terms. Some of them are written over the page, some of them are from previous books. Then we start to look at ornaments, and the first ornament that you've got is the trill. So the trill or the shake is a rapid alternation between the notes written. And so when you play a trill, you've got to play it as fast as you can. Now sometimes you have trills which have a sign above it, which means you will go up to the natural if it's in a particular key. So the first example is to practice writing the trills out in 4 on the given note shown there. And the example that's given, you see, is written in demi-semiquavers. So if you have a trill and a crotchet, you're writing 8 demi-semiquavers. Then we have a look at the turn. So a turn begins by playing the note itself, the note above, the note itself, the note below. So a turn begins with the note above the bass note, followed by the main note, then the note below, and then finally back to the note again. If there are naturals, flats or sharps written on the turn, you should put them in the written out turn, as shown here. So your first task is to practice writing some turns in given clefs. Next task is the Appoggiatura. So an Appoggiatura is written, it's a small size note, and it's in contrast to the Appoggiatura. So the Appoggiatura falls on the beat and not before it. So you tend to just split the note into 2, you see. So if you've got an Appoggiatura on a crotchet, it becomes 2 quavers. And there's your examples of that. So then we move on to a section which talks about composing for a vocal melody. So what will happen is that you will get a set of words, and you will be asked to put a melody to those words. So for your examination, you're required to compose 4 bars of a vocal melody to complete a given 4 bars, making 8 bars altogether. The rhythm will already be given and cadential points will already be marked on the score. You'll be given the first 2 lines of text taken from poetry and 2 blank staves. The instructions will ask you to write a complete melody for solo voice to fit the words of the text. So here are some tips to help you. Look at the rhythm, look at the melody, look at the harmonic structure. Look at the performance directions, including the tempo, the dynamics and the articulation. Make sure your composition is balanced. Repeat sections where appropriate and use sequence when you can. And then they give you an example of that to try. And that completes Lesson 7.